welcome to our listeners on radioking.com/Caribbean Global Voices and the 2020 Vision Radio broadcasting in St. Kitts and Nevis. We welcome also listeners and viewers on the SosoFat Media Group. This is the Cricket Show USA, and we are here in our 15th year of the Cricket Show programming, with panelists in our studios from Florida, Atlanta, New York, Indianapolis, and London, England, as well as California.
Coach, USACA was banned, obviously for the same reason that this other association has been restricted. What is happening? Have the ban been lifted on USACA? Who is making the decision as to who represent the under 19 teams that were in the West Indies? Would you share me, shed some light on that?
Well, very hard to say, but USACA is still active, let's say, as a non-for-profit organization in the US, as far as I know. Whereas the USA Cricket, the current governing body and officially a member to the ICC, is doing their part to help the growth, development, and opportunities for the youth cricket. And that is where we see these teams participating in Cricket West Indies. I think this initiative or venture or idea to send the team in West Indies is being ongoing for last 10 years. And what we are looking for right now as a fan or interested people in US cricket is, can we sustain any of this program? Let me tell you a little bit rundown. After the USACA dispersed, and when they were under the control of the ICC Americas, I'm talking 2015-16. And at that point, ICC Americas decided to blend a team. It's called ICC Americas Combined Team, and participate in a 50-over regional team in West Indies. The ICC Combined America was, I think, selected from USA, Canada, Bermuda, and Suriname. And I think it lasted only one season. And they did not again. Later on, I think they got opportunity to send the Canada team and not the ICC Americas Combined. And later on, we had I think USA team or a couple of players from USA in every team. That was the situation. And that did not go well. And that is where the point Cricket West Indies came to Florida to play some of the CPL games. And I think it lasted for 3 seasons. And then after that, we haven't seen any CPL on US soil. They're back in Caribbean islands. So in other words, it doesn't matter what we do, what other initiatives we do. I think everyone is expecting that what is the best thing can happen which we can sustain or continue doing so, and look after for the improvement as we make progress, rather than creating new idea and experiment different things. To be honest with you, that doesn't change anything because we are getting the same result. It's just a different approach, different idea, but outcome is not a different anymore.
Just one follow-up there, Coach. There's much concern about the team that has been selected. They're considering that is one set or group of people who are being selected over and over. And there is also students that are going to universities. I don't know who is funding these scholarships. Do you know anything about that?
Are we talking scholarship in West Indies or scholarships in US?
In the US.
USA, there is no scholarship, zero.
There's no scholarship in Harvard?
Absolutely zero. And none of this body, including governing body or these private organizations or people who are hosting tournaments None of them has formed any platform which can provide the scholarship to the college students or high school students. There are scholarships, but they are kind of private here and there, maybe for limited to one player or one area. But we don't have the open system where anyone can go any university and get scholarship. That does not exist. And it may happen by the time we have the Olympic in 2028. But it will not be done by the governing body or ICC. So don't be, I'm telling you right here, it's impossible because it costs them too much. And I don't think they are going to take that kind of route to invest money in US cricket.
Okay.
Thank you.
Scholarship means you are giving away the money one way to the student or athlete who is playing, right? There is no return. So I don't think board has that much money to give away to anybody.
So it could be private concerns then.
Who will do it, Leon? It has been running for now 60 years. Same thing. Everyone is talking scholarship, but have not seen any strong effort behind it or to start such initiative.
Thank you, Coach. Any other questions for the coach? No. Coach, you mentioned the board replacement, and currently there's a case in the courts in the US, which is at an impasse. How are they going to settle this matter? Because the court case is still ongoing, and we know how long court cases take to become finalized in this country. So is the 90-day window from the ICC or the 60-day the window from the Olympic group, are they going to be able to settle this issue with the board before it's too late?
So let's check on the facts. Under the ICC's recommendation, this case need to be resolved. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it takes. Because that was the one argument from the US chairman, that we are internally fighting. And that is another concern of delays or not happening so many things. I think in order to stop blame game, the first thing they need to do is get together with the other board members. This board is divided, and that is the biggest challenge. Going on the facts of the case itself, I believe it took 5.5 months altogether. Since the initial filing by the one side, the other side, means the current board chairman and group who is in control, responded to the court's dockets, and they filed a motion to dismiss the case. Means they provided the details in return of what demanded or required and asked them to dump this case. Now, that motion to dismiss the case is rejected by the judge. What it means, it is not accepted to resolve the case in first place. Number two, while we reach up to this stage means both parties are not agreeing upon or interested to make any sort of compromise and withdraw this case. So the real fact is this court hearing will go on with a lot of witness, evidence, and details both sides can provide. And it will be time consuming, lengthy process, and it cannot be done overnight because this is not a criminal case, period. So I'm not expecting that this case can start in the courtroom until maybe November, December, which is way beyond this 90 days frame requirement. Right? There is a definitely progress or some initiative will be made by the current people in power, I will say, the one side who is only blamed for, they will do their best to make any compromise. And here is my take. As far as I know, in my 39 years in US, there were like total 34 cricket cases reach the court. Not a single one had a hearing or decision from the judge. So you might have guessed it. All of them out of court settlement. Means the two lawyers will talk about, two parties will talk about, there will be a compromise. What compromise is? One party is demanding something, another party don't want to give that thing. So those are the compromise. And what happens here, I can tell you, to my knowledge and in my opinion, again, I repeat, to my knowledge and my opinion, these out-of-court settlement is a completely a nonsense in a sports business. And it's happening over and over and over in cricket only. And if you guess it right, the party he is going to the court is getting something out of it under the compromise. And then they will sign the agreement called a non-disclosure agreement. Means both party who made the compromise is not going out in a public or social media or real media world and tell the truth what this compromise is before they withdraw the case. Find me the one. I want to read something. So again, I will not have a surprise about this case either, if it goes that direction.
Mhm. But coach, also one of the major sticking block or problems is this ACE 50-year agreement. To date, from all the PR stuff that's out there, there's no indication that ACE is willing to give up or amend that 50-year contract. Now, that is a major problem with the Olympic Committee group, and I suspect strongly it's also a big problem with ICC. What or how can they resolve this issue?
Well, as the current board chairman says, these are the internal issues. So I must request each and everyone out there, spare the two parties. ICC has nothing to do in this business. ICC is running the global governing body and they have to look after 114 board members, means the countries, and they are not going to do babysitters USA cricket. So spare them. You don't need to rely too much on ICC. This is the board has to fix it. And the board need to be fixed by the members, not anyone else, right? Olympic Committee, I'm not sure why these people are dragging in discussion now. And I already seen some people are blaming like USA Olympic Committee is demanding, asking this requirement, asking. No, you want the membership and they are telling you what the requirement is. By the way, cricket wants to be in Olympic. Olympic don't want to be in cricket. So I'm not sure why they are bringing the Olympic committees here in discussion. Olympic Committee has a format. They're running for 140 years, nothing new. Cricket is the one trying to get into the first time. And they are the one making all these possible things. And by the way, not just possible things. They don't want to follow the Olympic. They want to ban the Olympic in certain ways so they can take advantage for being cricket in Olympic. How nice is that? So in the shortest term, I would say this 50-year contract need to be sorted out by these members who signed for it and the people who sign on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And there is nothing impossible in this world, especially in US, where we're talking the professional sports. It is not a done deal when you sign one time. Means matter is not over. It's far from over. And many legal consequences are possible. definitely, if I have to blame somebody, I will blame this board. Why they did sign for 50 years in first place? And number two, when it was a time to read carefully, maybe 3 times before you sign, they did not do it. And by the way, I can speak this point really loud and clear because they did send the media release to all members apologizing that we made a mistake. Now that's the stupidest things to hear, I can say, in a sport. You made a mistake and you openly accepted widely that we have made this mistake. I cannot speak more on legal side, but I'm telling you, consequences are there. Legal challenges are ahead.
Coach, I've seen that the current board, are accusing the ACE group of not sticking to their agreement to financially support and develop USA cricket. On the other side, I'm hearing that they feel that they have been doing something. What is the true picture there? Who's giving us the real answers to what's going on?
Well, we are talking this professional sports agreement, like a contract document prepared by the lawyers. Everything out there in a black ink, in English, before the both parties signed and agreed. Why this blame is coming? To my understanding, board blindly signed this contract. Board did not discuss to the professional lawyers or the people who are expert or experienced or, did I say aficionado? They don't need anybody's help. And top of that, they did not do anything based on what are the terms and conditions written in the contract. And the worst, if you look at the BPA, Bass League in Australia, it's under the Cricket Australia. IPL is under the BCCI. CPL is under Cricket West Indies. PSL is under the Pakistan Cricket. Bangladesh is under Bangladesh Cricket. Sri Lanka is under Sri Lanka Cricket. The 100 in England is under the ECB. Why this USA Cricket Board has nothing in this MLC or MILC or whatever they do? So now why we are blaming the outside people? They are doing their job as per the contract. They are not crying for it. They are not blaming anybody. They are not disappointed with contract. It's only one party is crying, and who? The losers. It's part of the game, right? I'm coming from soccer. The losing team is the one cries. They are ready to blame as much as they can on somebody because that's the only thing they can do when they are on losing side. So I'm not sure that can be fixed by this particular board because the people who signed for this agreement are still there and they are the one who want to hold the power.
All right, Coach, thank you one more time. I'll put it to the panelists if there are any questions that they wish to place with the coach on this topic or perhaps on any other topic that...
Yes, Leon. I mean, Dennis.
Yes, please go ahead.
My question is, one, what type of compensation was on the table when the contract was signed? Why the contract is pretty much irrevocable? That is, ICC must have bargained to get something, and ACE is getting something which they are delivering, which makes the contract executed. Now, at the same time, there seems to be a clear case of negligence on the part of the board. Granted that the insinuation is they never read the contract, which makes them liable to the membership, okay, for their negligence, personally liable, okay? Personally liable. That is where our derivative lawsuit comes into the picture, where you go after the members of the board, not after the body. Because if they were negligent, it has caused harm to the membership and to the development and to the benefits that should be coming to the members. Board members are held accountable for their actions.
Exactly.
There might be a failure on the part of the membership to take action against the board members. But that is something that if it has to be resolved, granted that there's a deadlock, okay, then you let a judge impose penalties on the board members and force them to get off the board.
Coach?
It's a complicated, but that's I hear you clear and loud, and here every blame goes towards the board, and I'm with you on that part too, because the one situation we talk about on radio show also, that during the World Cup, this board member was completely sidelined. USA Cricket Board has nothing to do with the World Cup in 2024. What the ICC did is they established a T20 World Cup LLC in California and hired some people. And they are the one running the show in USA to take care of the World Cup as a special event. So here I think board is paying the price for their wrongdoings from the beginning. What they tell the cricket fraternity in USA is completely different, but they absolutely have absolutely zero weight or power on that ICC World Cup or this major league thing or many other major initiative. And I will not be surprised either if we are holding in the Olympic the same way. The cricket board may not have anything in it. And I believe ICC may find another solution to get going. And they will do exactly what they did with the T20 World Cup. We'll be on sideline just to pay the ticket cost and cheer up and become a great fan. That's it.
Coach, who's overseeing whoever is in charge fulfilling the ultimatum that is given by the ICC of this 90 days?
Well, right now I will say there's a whole USA cricket constitution was developed under the eyes of ICC. Let's say this way. I remember that ICC Americas were involved and they had a constitution committee for about 6 or 8 people from USA and they all contributed. And this is a kind of itchy to me because Usaka got suspended 3rd time and expelled because of the governance issue. And they put together the new constitution and now we are going again back to square one. We are facing the same challenges. So now ICC has to iron out this situation, and probably the best thing is to let the power distribution in USA. Regional should have some powers instead of group of people controls the entire country. Until now, all we have seen is a one-man show or few-man show. We need to bring the team to take care of the business. And if the team works together, then we will have less hurdles and less challenges.
Okay, thank you, Coach. Well, before we just leave that topic and close out the discussion with the Coach's Corner, let me just segue into one quick question that has been a kind of a issue. This means, should ICC set specific calendar windows for cricket to avoid the chaos and clashes for national team players? I mean, if there's a set window, then it means national team players would know exactly when their services would be required. For example, the West Indies, if you look at the current situation with Nicholas Pooran, for example, his services is required in more than one window. If ICC set a specific calendar now, that would separate the various time slots so that it would not clash with national team players' obligations. Is this something that you think should be looked into?
I would say again, spare the ICC. ICC has to look over the all global events and all members, which you're looking at 114 countries. You are talking just one West Indies. To me, it's a board who has to take care of this business. And to be honest with you, look at the cricket Australia, New Zealand, England, then Pakistan, how they are controlling their players. They are the one will not let their players to play in the T20 worldwide. We are talking those NOC. They don't give them openly. Number two, it's a very serious business going on in West Indies. I was catching up last week on this issue, and we see that a lot of players are walking away from West Indies national duty just to have a freedom to play T20 worldwide at the higher price. And the board has no control. That's what we look at it. But then how these other countries are controlling their players? Like, I can give you one situation is India. If player is not retired, they don't let them play anywhere else. And by the way, I don't see that any player in India is willing to retire from the national duty or regional and going for the T20. And why only West Indies is suffering from that disease?
Mm-hmm.
Let's take it this way. Why is this only virus in West Indies and not everywhere else? So it's something West Indies board has to dictate. They have to put the discipline. And I think it's too late, to be honest with you. It's too late to control this situation. You should have controlled this situation very early stage when these people are the new player in a world arena. You know what I'm trying to say? When they are making international cricket, you need to clamp down something in a discipline matter. Number two, compensation is the key, which is the player's contract to play for the national team. And the third thing is definitely how you protecting your players. Now, if it is not happening, then I will say we can all talk 365 days, but there is no solution. And by the way, even we find the solution, you know that. Do we have people in power who will consider this solution as a suggestion? I doubt it.
Coach, we hear whispers from certain cricket organization players who say they haven't been paid for X number of months or weeks or for their services. Should ICC demand accountability of the funds ICC distributes to these various cricketing bodies in order to ensure that players are paid their dues on time and as they have funds? This is something that should also be discussed at ICC level.
Well, ICC has a straightforward business. Their distribution is definitely outlined on the paper. The full-time members has a different percentage, and the associate member has the different formula and percentage. When I read this thing in last 5 years, few times, I can see that, associate members are getting paid based on the performance rather than participation. So that's a straightforward. If the team is not doing well, you're not expecting more funding. You have to do well, and that is how you can get more money to keep your system ongoing as well as feeding the grassroots level and other infrastructure.
Well, Coach, if any questions from the panel before we close this?
Yeah, Dennis is definitely a problem because if a West Indian player can walk away and go and retire from international cricket and get domestic leagues to join and get more money. Puran, for instance, you see what he could make. But what can West Indies do? They have enough money to keep him? No. But can the ICC do anything? Perhaps. But when they come in first, you probably have to catch them when they're in first. That would tell you signed some agreement that if they leave after a certain time, they have to compensate the West Indies for bringing you to what level you are in order to get these lucrative contracts. So it's a big problem for the West Indies. That is one of the problems that is preventing West Indies from getting all their players. So it's a catch-22 situation. I don't know how we're going to solve that, but I hope we do.
Well,
Coach, you have the final
Again, it's a
word.
board. Again, it's a board. Reason for that is here. I can explain to you. ICC will not do anything. ICC runs that global international events countryside, means the country-wise, 12 full members and 1 or 2 associate members like that, right? At the same time, all these T20s we're talking worldwide, it is sanctioned or approved by the ICC. So how you expect they will control? It's the country has to control their own players about when to play, where to play, and why to play. And ICC does not interfere in that situation with any player out there in the world. Again, I just told you, most of the boards are controlling their own players, but for some reason, West Indies is loose like a free chickens. I don't think anyone has any control. And players are free to roam anywhere they want to play. All it takes is just retire from West Indies cricket. That's it.
And Dennis,
Thank you.
Dennis, there seems to be paralysis in the West Indies when it comes to managing the talents that we develop. I mean, we have the same problem with our teachers in Jamaica, with our nurses in Jamaica, okay? Where UK, Canada, America swoops in, makes lucrative offer to our science teachers or math teachers and spirits them away. So we end up having the second-class teachers now running, well, the second-grade teachers are the ones who are not spirited away, filling in the spots to educate our children. We had a recent occurrence where Turkey has targeted our athletes, okay, offering them citizenship and signing bonus to come and play for Turkey, to run in these international meets. Again, paralysis on the part of our government to protect our assets. And it goes all the way back to the fact that you never had a federation of the West Indies where they could actually develop a common format that governs conduct of the various pieces that we have. So we find that every country is out there negotiating on their own, and therefore we are like the Tower of Babel. Everyone is speaking with a different voice. And how we're going to address that is not, as I say, it's not tied down just to cricket. It is a common, sickness in the West Indies right now, where everyone is free to do as they like. You educate your people, you put them to universities at a reduced rate, and when they're finished, 60% of the UWI graduates in Jamaica does not stay in Jamaica.
Well, Professor SosoBone, you have the last word on this topic tonight. Coach, I want to take this opportunity to thank you for your being with us tonight, and thank you for your insights, your knowledge, and of course, your experience. And we invite you to join us again next week, the same time right here on the Cricket Show for the Coach's Corner discussion segment. Thank you once again, Coach, and we hope to
Thank you all.
see you again.
Thank you, Coach. Very informative.
Right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the 7 o'clock birthday and anniversary hour, and this hour is dedicated to the memories of Walter Henry and Audley Watson. And as we know, Audley in our program was the one who would give us the birthdays and anniversary sessions. In his absence, I'll try to see if I can get my small feet in big shoes. So let me try to give you some birthdays and anniversary that has occurred last week, the 14th to the 20th of July. We closed the show early in order to catch the West Indies T20 match with Australia. So we really did not get to honor or notice by the birthdays and anniversaries that occurred between July 14th and July 20th. So if you will bear with me, I'll just give an abbreviated version. And here we are with anniversary to begin with. We had Shahid Afridi took 7 wickets for 12 runs against the West Indies in an ODI match on July the 14th, 2013. Now the others are all birthdays. On July the 15th, Harold Joseph from Trinidad and Tobago. On July the 16th, Dale Richards of Barbados and the West Indies. On July the 17th, Omari Banks, first Leeward Islander to play Test cricket. On July the 18th, that was birthday of England's famous W.G. Grace, a cricket legend in cricket. On July the 18th also, Australia's other legend, Dennis Lillee, was his birthday. July the 18th again, from the Barbados and the West Indies, birth date was of Carlos Braithwaite, and also Imtiaz Ali, Trinidad and Tobago, the West Indies leg spinner. And on July the 19th, it was David Bernard, Jamaica, and the West Indies, a medium pacer, was his birthday, July the 19th. And finally, July the 20th, we had Nixon McLean of St. Vincent and the West Indies, a pace bowler. Now I'll take this opportunity to give the more recent past week birthdays and anniversary. And on July 21st, Barry Richards of South Africa and Sunil Gavaskar of India. On July the 22nd, birthdays, we had Trent Boult of New Zealand, and it's an anniversary for Frank Worrell, who scored 261 runs, and Sonny Ramadan took 5 wickets for 135. Alfred Valentine, 3 wickets for 140. All this occurred when the West Indies beat England at Nottingham back in 1950. Birthdays, Renarco Morton of Nevis and the West Indies. Unfortunately, he died at a very early age of 33 years back in 2012. 1992, July 22nd, George Dockrell of Ireland. He's known for his early debut at the age of 17. Also on the 22nd, Suleiman Ben of Barbados. He also had a birthday. On the 23rd of July was the birthday of Graham Gooch of England. Also the birthday of Floyd Reefer, Barbados and the West Indies. And Yuzvendra Chahal of India, the first Indian to claim 5 wickets in IPL matches. July the 24th, Zahir Abbas of Pakistan, that was his birthday. And finally, July 25th, 1955, Alan Border, Australia captain. So that is my birthdays and anniversary. And before I move forward with the panelists' birthdays and anniversary, just want to bring your attention. Earlier, Leon mentioned the passing of Mr. Waby of Jamaica, who's instrumental in many things, including the Waby report for the Cricket West Indies. So we send condolences to himself, to the family of Mr. Waby from the cricket show. And also a mention of the world oldest marathon runner, Fauja Singh, died at the age of 114. He's from India, and unfortunately, he was still running marathons at the age of 100 and plus. Unfortunately, he passed away after being run over by a motor vehicle rather than collapsing from his efforts on the track. So our condolences to the Wabys and, of course, the family of Fauja Singh, who passed away recently in India. Now let's ask our panelists if they have any birthdays, anniversaries they wish to, bring to the attention of our panelists and friends. Donna, we'll start with you. Any birthdays, anniversary you wish to share with us?
Yes, I do have a nephew who is celebrating today, 27th July. And I have two nephews who will be celebrating on the 29th in the name of Rovon Brown. I think he's in Florida. And also my nephew, Dark Brown, the masseur for the West Indies team. He's going to be celebrating on the 29th.
All right.
And that's it for me for this week.
Thank you, Donna. Leon, any birthday anniversaries you wish to share with us?
Yes, indeed. Firstly, let me just say this, because did you say Omari Banks was the first?
Yes, I mentioned his birthday. Yes, Omari Banks.
He was the first from Anguilla. I think he said the first Leeward Islands.
Leeward Islander.
No, Willett. Willett is the first Leeward Islander. But
yes,
Omari Bank is the first from Anguilla.
All right. Well,
very good musician.
Is Anguilla considered part of the Leeward Islands?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, indeed.
All right.
But I didn't want to break your trend there. But I have to mention my dear daughter, my very first born. Her name is Leslie Francis. She had a birthday on the 25th of October. Just a few days.
October?
July. Just before before Ivor, who was on the 21st.
All right. And we didn't get...
Just after, no, I'm saying now after. Oh. So happy birthday to my dear daughter, Leslie. She is the darling of my heart.
Right.
There's nothing that I needed that she had, and she don't give me. She takes care of the things my wife would do for me, and I'm so pleased and proud of her. The way she has been there. She could have gone and leave me, but she stays to make sure that my clothes are taken care of. Food is prepared before she goes to work, and can't desire better.
Leon, we salute your daughter on her birthday and hope she has many, many more to be there for you. Hyacinth, any birthday anniversary you can share with us?
No, I would say it on the 26th. It's 26. Are we up to there or not?
Yes, 26 is
yes, yes.
26. Yeah, it would have been my my youngest brother's birthday, and his daughter got married yesterday.
Oh.
No, on that date anyway.
Yes.
Her dad's birthday.
Anniversary.
Yeah, just a few days ago.
All right.
A day ago, isn't it? It's Sunday. Yesterday,
right.
she got married. Her
Thank
dad's.
All right. Ivor, any birthdays, anniversary you wish to share? And of course, we recognize your birthday from the 21st.
Oh, yes, of course. And well, all those that Leon would have said, you now and Donna, Well, I have a brother, Patrick Johnny Gomes. Don't know if you forget him. He's having a birthday today. That's Patrick Johnny Gomes over there in New York City. He has a birthday to go along with all those that would have aforementioned. So it's the last on the show. So I'm saying happy birthday to me for the last time on the show in July 2025. When we meet next, we'll be in August.
Oh, yes. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Ivan. And of course, we hope you had a wonderful month of birthdays. Professor, any birthday anniversary you wish to share with us? You're still muted.
Yeah, he's up now.
Yes, some of them are past birthdays that you might have mentioned earlier in the month, like Andrew Holness with a birthday on the 22nd of July. People like Damian Marley was July 21st. Buju Banton was July 15th. What we might have mentioned him earlier in the month since we covered birthday at different times in July.
Right, thank you. All right, Brother Dale, any birthday anniversary you wish to share with us?
Yes, thank you. Going back to the week prior, July 16, my niece, Sharika. July 18th, my sister-in-law, Kathy, late sister-in-law, Kathy. Another niece, Janelle, on July 19th. And then my dear friend, Lee, her birthday was on July 20th. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone I've missed? Are there anyone that I missed? All right, I take that as no. So let's just take this opportunity to say happy birthday, happy anniversary to all those who have had in these birthdays and anniversary during the period we've covered. And we will, of course, move on from there. Wish you had a pleasant time, and of course, hope you have many, many more. All right, at this time, it is time for us to visit the focus report. The focus report is one in a series. This is a summary of the report of the Independent Commission for Equity in Cricket. And the commission was empaneled by the England and Wales Cricket Board. And this focus report is a summary of the commission's 300-page report, summarized for the benefit of the Cricket Show USA panelists and, of course, our viewers and listeners. The full report is available on the internet and was published by the England and Wales Cricket Board. And for tonight's episode, Donna will give us the focus report. Thank you, Donna.
Yes, good evening again, everyone. We are looking at the focus report that comes to us from the report of the ICC, the Independent Cricket for Equity in Cricket, and written by our Dennis Heath, and it's for the listeners of the Cricket Show. Tonight, we are going to look at Chapter 8D, which speaks to futility of speaking up. There have been changes and improvements that are accepted by the ECB. However, there remain issues to be addressed. The ECB has a reporting discrimination webpage initiative together with county whistleblowing hotlines that give information to help with the placing of complaints. But many of those with complaints would prefer not to use this means of communication. The ICEC believes that a whistleblowing hotline may be counterproductive because the term is associated with some form of illegal actions, especially as the complaints may be related to behavior, whether intentional or not, and the complaint could quite easily be dealt with by an apology. The possibility of reporting a complaint by the Crime Stoppers procedure is new and interesting, and it is the focus used specifically for catching criminals. Therefore, it is not likely to be a compulsive way to report discriminatory behavior. The process for making and submitting a complaint should be easily recognizable to everyone, including the steps taken to investigate, and the outcome should be known and reported by a responsible group or representative of the group. The General Conduct Regulations, GCR of 2022, shows clarity, but problems remain to clear up the confusion. While addressing the futility of speaking up, the main reason to keep quiet is the trust factor. There are estimated numbers from within the ethnically diverse communities of 58% and 69% within the South Asian groups of Pakistanis and Bangladeshis who fail to speak up. Written evidence indicated that cricket club officials are one of the principal causes of distrust, owing to their failure to understand and show compassion, including in areas of sexism and misogyny. Complaints are often dismissed or accepted as serious. Additionally, some complaints are judged based on ethnicity and appearance. Some complainants are ignored on the basis that the complainants are not British, while female officials are greeted as mothers of players or kitchen staff, and boys are berated for playing like girls. Victimization labels are quickly attached to complainants, and this can cause friction in relationships that adversely affect involvement in the game. Legally, victimization and retaliation for complaining about discrimination is prohibited, and this we can see in ICC reference 370. But seeking legal redress is the last thing a victim will do due to the difficulty of proof. Thus ends the report for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Donna, for your report, and we look forward to next week when Hyacinth will provide us with the focus report. So time for cricket scoreboard, and we will kick off the scoreboard sections with a report from Brother Dale regarding the West Indies, Australia, and of course the India-England matches.
Yes, thank you, Sir Dennis. We'll start with West Indies versus Australia. That covers 4 T20 games. The first was played on July 20th in Kingston, Jamaica. Australia won the toss, elected to field. West Indies batting first, scored 189 for the loss of 8 wickets. Roston Chase, 60 from 32 deliveries. Shea Hope, 55 from 39 deliveries. Shimron Hetmeyer, 38 from 19 deliveries, were the top scorers for the West Indies. A 91-run second wicket partnership of 55 deliveries between Hope and Chase were the features of the inning. Ben Darcius, 4 for 36, was the leading bowler for Australia. And of note, West Indies lost their last 8 wickets for 30 runs of 27 deliveries in that inning. Australia, in reply, scored 190 for the loss of 7 wickets. They were paced by Cameron Green, 51 from 26 deliveries, and Mitchell Owen, 50 from 27 deliveries. The 5th wicket partnership of 80 or 40 deliveries between Cameron and Green provided the foundation for Australia getting to the total. Gudakesh Moti, 2 for 29, Jason Holder, 2 for 32, and Alzari Joseph, 3 for 39, were the top bowlers for the West Indies. So the result, Australia won by 3 wickets with 7 deliveries remaining. The player of the match was Mitchell Owen for his 50 and taking 1 wicket for 14 runs. The second T20 International was played on July 22nd. Once again, Australia won the toss and elected to field. West Indies, 172 for the loss of 8 wickets. Brandon King, 51 from 36 deliveries, and Andre Russell, 36 from 15 deliveries, were the top scorers for the West Indies. First wicket partnership of 63 runs from 48 deliveries between Hope and King, and for the 6th wicket, 41 runs were added from 18 deliveries by Russell and Rovman Powell. Adam Zampa, 3 for 29, Maxwell, 2 for 15, and Ellis, 2 for 34, were the top bowlers. Australia replied with 173 for the loss of 2 wickets. Josh Inglis, 78 not out from 33 deliveries. Cameron Green, 56 not out from 32 deliveries. Inglis and Green featured in an unbroken third wicket partnership of 131 runs to steer Australia to victory by 8 wickets with 28 deliveries remaining. The player of the match was Josh Inglis for his 78 not out. The third T20 was played in St. Kitts. Again, Australia won the toss and elected to field. West Indies batting first, 214 for the loss of 4 wickets. Shea Hope, 102 not out, his maiden T20 century of 57 deliveries. Brandon King, 62 from 36 deliveries. They featured in a first wicket partnership of 125 runs made from 70 deliveries. Australia, in reply, scored 215 for the loss of 4 wickets as Tim David, 102 not out from 37 deliveries, and Mitchell Owen, 36 not out from 16 deliveries, again featured in an unbroken fifth wicket partnership of 128 runs made from 46 deliveries that took Australia to victory. Romario Shepherd, 2 for 39, was the most successful West Indian bowler. So Australia won by 6 wickets with 23 balls remaining. The player of the match was Tim David for his record-breaking century. I'm sorry, I am missing one score here.
Would be the last night's score, I believe.
That would be last night's score.
Yes.
I missed my page here. If you could just bear with me for 1 second here. And if you could fill the airtime for me,
Yes.
Mr.
Dennis,
As
sure.
we go along, this was
Sure.
very important.
Yes.
It was a very good game. The West Indies again lost the toss and batted first, put into bat first, and scored 205 for the loss of 9 wickets. Several players got starts, including Shafane Rutherford, 31 from 15 deliveries. We had Rovman Powell, 28 from 22 deliveries. Romario Shepherd, 28 from 18 deliveries. And Jason Holder, 26 from 16 deliveries. That took the West Indies to 205 for 9. Aaron Hardy, 2 for 24. Xavier Bartlett, 2 for 39. Sean Abbott, 2 for 61. And the more successful bowler was Adam Zampa, 3 for 54. Australia, needing 206 runs to win, knocked it off for the loss of 7 wickets with 3 deliveries remaining. Top scorer were Cameron Green, 55 not out, made from 35 deliveries. Josh English, 51 from 30 deliveries. Glendon Maxwell, 47 from 18 deliveries, were the main scorers for Australia. Young Jediah Blades took 3 wickets for 29 runs in a fairly impressive performance to lead the West Indies bowlers. So Australia won, are so far leading the 5-match series 4 matches to none. And that's it for the Australia-West Indies series.